The Battle of Mawta, the battle that earned Khalid ibn al-Walid the title, the Sword of Allah. The battle where faith, courage, and strategy defeated fear, power, and pride. This is not just a story of war, it's a story of unshakable faith, unimaginable bravery, and the rise of an undefeated commander whose name would echo through time. Khalid ibn al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him. Imagine this: 3,000 believers standing against 200,000 soldiers of the greatest empire in the world, the Byzantines. No way out, no hope of victory. Yet one man, with a heart burning with belief, stood firm and led his people out of the impossible. Before we begin this incredible journey through history, please support our channel, English Lit Stories, by subscribing and sharing. Our mission is to revive the real stories of courage, faith, and leadership, stories that continue to inspire hearts and minds around the world. Bowers Na, the beginning, a message of peace. It was a time when Islam had become stronger in Arabia. After years of struggle, patience, and sacrifice, the message of Allah was spreading fast. The tribes of Arabia were now listening, and the light of Islam began to shine beyond its borders. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, decided to send letters to the powerful rulers of the world, inviting them towards truth and peace. He sent letters to the Emperor of Rome, the King of Persia, the ruler of Egypt, and many others. Each letter carried a simple, noble message, a call to worship one God, to live with justice, and to embrace peace. Among those chosen for this honorable mission was al-Harith ibn Umar al-Azdi, a respected companion of the Prophet. He was sent with a letter to the ruler of Busra, a region in Syria under Byzantine control. But something terrible happened. Before al-Harith could deliver the Prophet's letter, he was captured by Shurabil ibn Amr al-Ghassani, a governor serving the Byzantines, and cruelly executed. Even the most brutal kings of that time respected envoys. To kill a messenger was not just a crime, it was an open insult to the Prophet, to Islam, and to every principle of humanity. When the news reached the Prophet, his heart was heavy with sorrow, but his response was full of wisdom. He immediately ordered an army of 3,000 brave companions to march north and bring the killers to justice. He appointed Zayd ibn Haritha as their commander and said that if Zayd fell, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib would take command, and if Ja'far fell, then Abdullah ibn Rawaha would lead. Before they departed, the Prophet gave them clear instructions. Go in the name of Allah. Fight those who wronged you. Do not harm women, children, or old men. Do not cut trees or destroy homes. Call people to Islam first. If they refuse, then fight only those who fight you. These were not soldiers of conquest. They were men of justice, mercy, and honor. The journey to Mawta. The Muslim army began its long journey north. When they reached a place called Man, they received shocking news. A massive army, over 100,000 Byzantine soldiers and Arab allies, was waiting for them at Mawta, near modern-day Jordan. The companions were stunned. 3,000 Muslims against 200,000 soldiers, an army nearly 70 times larger. Some companions suggested sending a message back to the Prophet for more support. But Abdullah ibn Rawaha stood and spoke with a voice full of faith. "O people, what you fear is the very reason you came here, to strive in the path of Allah. We do not fight with numbers or weapons, but with faith. Victory and martyrdom, both are blessings from Allah. So march forward. Either we win or we meet Allah with honor." His words filled their hearts with courage. They knew they were outnumbered, but they were never out of faith. The Battle of Mawta. The Muslim army reached the fields of Mawta, where the Byzantine forces were waiting like an ocean of iron and fire. Dust rose from the earth as both armies faced each other, one with pride in power, the other with faith in Allah. The Prophet's bag was in the hands of Zayd ibn Haritha, the beloved companion. He charged forward without fear, cutting through the enemy lines until he fell, covered in wounds. The flag was taken by Jafar ibn Abi Talib, cousin of the Prophet. He held it high and fought like a lion. When his right arm was cut off, he held the banner with his left. When his left was severed, he pressed the flag to his chest until he fell, martyred in glory. Then came Abdullah ibn Rawaha, whose heart trembled for a moment before he reminded himself, "O soul, you've longed for this moment. Now that it's here, why do you hesitate?" And he rushed forward, fighting until he joined his brothers in martyrdom. 3 commanders had fallen, one after another. The Muslim army was shaken, surrounded, and leaderless. The rise of Khalid ibn al-Walid. Then all eyes turned to one man, Khalid ibn al-Walid. He had only recently accepted Islam, but even his enemies feared his brilliance. The companions handed him the banner. Khalid quickly surveyed the battlefield, reading every move like an open book. He reorganized the army, switching positions, moving the right wing to the left and the left wing to the right, creating the illusion of new reinforcements. Then he struck with lightning speed, charging, retreating, circling, and striking again. The Byzantines, seeing new banners and new attacks, thought a massive army had arrived. Confusion spread, their lines began to break. Khalid fought fiercely that day. His sword shattered again and again, until 9 swords broke in his hands. But he never stopped. When night came, Khalid used the darkness to lead a perfect tactical withdrawal, saving his army from total destruction. It was not a retreat. It was a masterstroke of leadership that preserved every remaining life. The return to Medina. When the army returned to Medina, some people, not understanding what had happened, called them those who ran away. But the Prophet, in his wisdom and compassion, said, "They did not flee. They will return, if Allah wills." And then he turned to Khalid ibn al-Walid and said the words that changed his life forever. "You are Saifullah, the sword of Allah." That day, Khalid ibn al-Walid became a symbol of divine strength, unmatched leadership, and eternal courage. The Battle of Mukta was not a defeat. It was a message to the world, a message that faith can stand against any power, that courage can rise even when hope fades, and that truth does not depend on numbers. It was the first battle between Islam and the mighty Byzantine Empire, and though the Muslims were outnumbered, their courage and discipline shook the foundations of an empire. It was also the battle that revealed the true genius of Khalid ibn al-Walid, the man who would go on to lead the Muslims to victory after victory, a man who would never lose a single battle. The Battle of Mukta proved that faith can outshine fear,